Hey guys, welcome to Brian's Man Cave. So today I want to talk about, kind of like a few things about video games, retro games, and that is the drama and politics that seem to be constantly circulating around the community. Um, and it's interesting that the people, I guess, of today are really wanting to share this kind of information around and talk about it. Because if I think about long time ago when I got into video games, or, well, I was a kid, but I mean, all the way through when I was a teenager, when I played video games, they were just video games. I never thought about them. I never thought about the companies. I never thought about, sure, we had Nintendo versus Sega and all that stuff. And when honestly, when I was younger, when I was a teenager, to me it was just cat and mouse, just playing back and forth. I never really thought about it. When I was a kid, during the video game crash that supposedly happened, the North American video game crash, I was unaware of it. I was too young. I was still enjoying my video games. I had a Commodore 64. I had an Intellivision. To me, all my friends still had their consoles. We still bought games. I never noticed it happening. We never really talked about it. It was just, we just loved video games, and that's all we talked about was what games we had, what games we found in the store, and then even, through the Nintendo years, the Nintendo NES years of, check out this game, check out that game, going to the rental stores, renting games, trading games, all that stuff. It was just about the games. But I'm starting to notice that, well, I guess it's not just starting, but, it's been a trend now for quite a while, is that a lot of gamers now want to get more into the drama side and the politics. And what I mean by drama is, this could be because a lot of YouTubers, such as myself, I'm not a big drama YouTuber, but there are some drama YouTubers out there who like to talk about what's going on in the video game world, other YouTubers, the consoles, the games, like, just get into the more drama side of it, and it just takes more of the front and center stage. Is like, let's talk about the drama. The games we could talk about them later, and that it's interesting that we've kind of morphed into this kind of more dramatic. People want more drama in their lives, right? And that seems to be the overwhelming topic of discussion. Is what did this YouTuber say? What did that YouTuber say? What did this company say? I'm starting to see that a lot. Just recently, there's been some news about Sony firing off a whole bunch of their staff, cutting back. Also talks, I guess Microsoft is doing some stuff. They're all these big video game chains are doing their stuff. And it's creating a lot of talk, a lot of, drama, politics. And that seems to be what a lot of YouTubers want to talk about right now. And even when I'm on Twitter, a lot of the people that I follow who are gamers, they're retro gamers, they like to post this stuff. They like to post, oh, look what Sony's doing now. Look what Xbox is doing now. Look what so-and-so YouTuber said. Look what this YouTuber said. And that seems to be the overall going back and forth. And when I go and I look at these videos, I notice like the amount of views that they get versus other videos of just a guy playing a video game. They're fairly low. I mean, if you think about it, or if they're just talking about a very specific game, it doesn't bring in the attention. But the drama about video game companies seems to bring in that attention. The same thing is with the whole Intellivision fiasco of, well, not Intellivision Entertainment. The Amico brought in a lot of talk. There's still, we're 5 years in now, I think. I thought it was like 3, 4, but I guess we're in 5 years of the Amico drama. And there's a lot of channels out there talking about the Amico still today as their primary content. They love to talk about it. And they don't necessarily like, there's some that still are on the pro Amico side. They're like, yay, Amico. And then there's the others that it's a dumpster fire. That the whole thing was a scam, and people are when I do a video about it, they jump on there and they like to tell me that it's a scam and why am I still promoting it? Why I still talk about it? Yada yada. And I always just like whatever. I could care less. It's not something I grew up with. It's not something I grew up with the original, the OG in television. So this new Amico, it could crash and burn, and my life will still go on. I don't care. But I could see how a lot of people really do want to get into the nitty gritties of the business processes, what the CEO is doing, what they're saying, like, and maybe this is just kind of showing our age as retro gamers, and that we're now older and we're not just about the video games anymore. Now we want to be included or involved in how the inner workings are going in the company. Like for us to be up in arms and actually giving a crap about, say, with Sony PlayStation, Sony getting rid of an entire team of whatever, and us caring about that. Maybe that's just a sign of our age, and that we like to do. Like, just think about it. When I was a kid, I remember my parents putting on the news, or my father would put on the news, and I would groan. Oh, why do we have to put on the news? You have to remember, this is like the 80s. We had like one TV, and my video game console was hooked up to that one TV. So if my father wanted to watch the news, we were watching the news. And I hated the news. But today, I'm in my 40s. I watch the news. I want to watch the news. That's the first thing I put on when I turn on my TV is the news. So I guess it's just a sign of our aging video gamers that we love our games. We still love the games. We still want to talk about them, but we now want to talk about more. We want to talk about the the inner workings of the company. We want to talk about the CEO. We want to talk about how they're managing their packaging, how they're managing their marketing and development. But then there's also other things, within this community of people that is really interesting is how we are kind of managing ourselves, or talking about ourselves in a way. And there's a lot of back and forth going on about, this guy, he likes this. Emulation is a big topic all of a sudden. And, there's a book being put out. I don't want to get into this whole thing, but there's a book that's being put out, and there's a big controversy about, well, maybe not a big, maybe it's a controversy. It's something about using emulation for the reviews of this book. Okay. To me, I could care less, but I really like how I'm seeing this whole drama unfolding about it. And, I'm not going to say that it's wrong or that, people shouldn't be saying that. To me, emulation, it's a personal thing. I think everybody kind of looks at it their own way. We've had emulation for years. I mean, come on. This is an emulation device. We have them. And frankly, I think the video game consoles themselves, they're going to start to disappear, and we're only going to have emulation. But regardless of that, what I want to talk about is this, the constant, well, I wouldn't say constant, but just people are just interested in wanting to know what other people's opinions are on this. And some people are for it, and some people are against it. And we want to just write our comments. We want to talk about it. And that starts to become the overlining topic more than the actual games themselves. And it's just something that I just found interesting, that we've kind of morphed into this. We love our games, but we also want to talk about what's happening with those games, who's making them, who's playing them, how they're playing them, all that stuff. The whole inner workings. And that's why I'm saying the politics behind it. It's interesting that we've kind of gone to this phase where we actually care about things like that. And, you know, being myself, being a person who develops games, it's interesting to see how things can just go flying out of hand, and you could just, I don't know, it baffles my mind. I just wanted to talk a little bit about it because, you know, in the end, it really is just games. It's just video games. It's people having fun. But anyways, I wanted to mention one more thing before I end this video. Hold on a sec. Yeah, my Napoleonic Wars. This is a game I developed for the Intellivision. It's still available, and it's limited, so it's going to be gone soon. So if you're still interested in that, homebrewinc at hotmail.com is still selling it. So grab your copy soon, because it'll disappear, and who knows, probably never see it again because people aren't interested, I guess. I don't know. It just wasn't a big hit. But anyways, let me know what you think. Throw some comments down below. Hope you subscribe. Talk to you later.